Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us once again. It's time for the very first celebration of West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. Yeah. We are now 2 years.
2 years.
Yay!
We'll talk more about that later in the show.
I know we will.
I mean, that's awesome. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you guys. We couldn't have done it without you. So it's really exciting. Right around this time, 2 years ago, was when we started My Chamber TV, and now we've branched out. We have a second day where we're doing chambers, and we're just filling one time slot after another. And it's all about raising the awareness in the community for you to see what's happening in the West Pasco area and how it is growing leaps and bounds. Amazing town, and that's right where we are, in the heart of downtown Newport Richey. And wait till you hear what's happening. Paul Friedlander always comes on and co-hosts with me with West Pasco, now on Wednesdays and Tuesdays. Yeah. And of course, we are honored to have Mr. Jimmy Ferraro. Did I say it right?
You did, indeed.
I was so excited when I read the notes from Paul when he said you were going to be coming on the show, because you left town, right?
I did, yes.
For 10 years or so?
I did.
And you came back.
I came back with a vengeance.
With a vengeance. Because? Why?
Well, I left town to go with the national tour of Menopause the Musical, which my wife starred in.
Oh, cool.
And I was company manager for that. Okay. And then we knew we had to come back home to Newport Richey.
So why is that? Is that where your heart is?
It is. I've been here now for over 40 years. Yeah. And yeah, this is my town. It's my kind of town, Newport Richey is.
I love it. I love it.
And I'm thrilled to be part of the downtown revitalization.
Exactly. And you have a lot to share with what you're doing over there. You have your own studio theater.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. Are you doing Broadway plays?
Well, actually, the studio theater is a developmental theater, so we're producing brand new musicals and plays, as well as rarely seen productions.
Really?
Woohoo!
Like how rare?
Like very rare. Like never been done around here before.
Wow.
Yeah. So you'll never see the same old play at our theater.
Who knew?
It's what they call black box theater. Yes. So it seats 68 people, I believe. Right. And I've been privileged to be there for 2 or 3 performances now. And one of them was a theater in the round, so the audience was actually part of everything that was going on during. Oh, it's unbelievable.
How fun!
It's phenomenal.
And we do interactive shows as well.
So now you've been doing this for a long time.
Forever.
Forever.
Yes.
It's where your heart is?
It is, yes. I was a Broadway performer for many years as well. But I came down here to Newport Richey to go to school. Actually, I won a scholarship to the University of South Florida.
Very cool.
And my folks retired in Newport Richey. And that's where I started. Yes, indeed. I'm from New York originally. But when I first came down here and I went to school, my first performance in the state of Florida was at the Richey Suncoast Theater on Grand Boulevard.
Right around the corner from us.
That's right.
Right around the corner. How fun is that?
It is.
And there's something else. You're getting ready to launch your own show.
I am.
Right here at Tampa Bay Multimedia. You can watch it on WeBeam TV, and it's called
A Limitless Love.
I can't wait for that. What's that going to be all about?
Well, we're going to have Christian entertainers, as well as pastors, religious leaders, and celebrities as well. We have a spot that's called In the Spotlight. And in fact, our first episode will have Renee Lawless, who is the star of Tyler Perry's The Haves and the Have-Nots.
Oh, nice.
So we're beaming her in.
Well, I guess so. You must be really thrilled about that.
Oh, I am. It's very exciting.
Oh, that is exciting. Now, you're going to launch your show here Monday at 2 o'clock, right? So I hope that you will mark your calendar and put it there in dark letters, 2 o'clock, Limitless Love.
A Limitless Love.
A Limitless Love.
With Jimmy Ferraro.
That's very cool. Very nice.
You're very excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm always in rehearsals, Barbara. You know, now I'm rehearsing a brand new show for this area, but I produced it and directed it many times before. It's called Cooking with Gus.
Okay, and what's that going to be? And are you Gus?
I'm not. I'm directing it.
Oh, you're directing it. Okay, that's right. You said so. What's that going to be about?
Well,
besides cooking.
Yeah, it's about a cooking show. Actually, what it is a chef that has written many cookbooks, but now she gets the opportunity for her on-camera show, and she has stage fright. So can you imagine what happens?
Oh my goodness.
And it's a comedy. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's going to be
week.
so funny.
Yeah, it plays weekends, April 15th through May 15th.
Oh, very cool. That is really
And
neat.
you know, we also teach at our school. My wife, Dieta and myself, we teach voice and acting, and we have someone that teaches dance and Middle Eastern drumming.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my, you have quite a plethora.
We do.
Nice.
And we also have a scholarship program for students that are in financial need as well.
Oh, that's really good to know. That you really picked another great show, as always. I mean,
and Jimmy, you guys do a fundraiser every year. Refresh my memory as to what
we
that
do.
is
It's
for.
called Jimmy's Showcase of Stars.
Yes.
Actually, it's called the Shimmy Showcase of Stars because it started out when we did it with belly dancing as well as other entertainers, and it's a fundraiser for our scholarship fund. And we'll be having the Jimmy Shimmy Showcase of Stars once again this June.
Very nice. I want to know more about that.
Oh, it's a big variety show.
And you've done it for individuals too. You've had a fundraiser for certain individuals also, have you not?
Yes, in need. Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yes.
So that
fits right into West Pasco without any question at all.
You know, we like to give back. We have to give back to the community that supports us.
Tell a little bit about what you did before you left for 10 years, because you already had a theater.
Oh yes, you know, I was blessed with being able to open my first theater here 21 years ago. And it was called the Angel Garden Cafe Theater. It was in Holiday, and we served desserts as well as doing the plays and musicals there.
That is really neat. You know, you would never think, unless you watch my chamber TV and hear some of the really cool things that are happening in town here. And so now you're back, and you're sticking with that same genre that you're so passionate about.
Yes, and I have to say thank you to the community for supporting us. We are so blessed we're sold out most of the time, and it's because of the community here. I'm so grateful and thankful.
Well, you're like right around the corner from us.
I could walk here.
I know. I know.
You were right on Main Street.
Yep. Yeah, that is so cool to know what you're doing. I mean, you're so well-rounded. I mean, you're in the community. You're jumping in with both feet. I mean, with fundraisers and all of this.
And we always try to find time to do charity work as well. It's important. Got to give back.
I know, and we hear that all the time from the community. This community has I always say it's a small town with a big heart, and it's so true. You guys just do amazing.
And as you see the evolution of the new businesses, I'm still a firm believer, and I know I want to get an argument from Jimmy, is that one of those biggest parts is not just the businesses coming to town, but the cultural piece. Yeah. And so you started with somebody like Jimmy. Of course, we've already had the Suncoast Richey Theater and things, but you know, that becomes a real integral part of the city, and to be able to come down, and we've come to a couple of his shows where we did it via boat from up in Port Richey over by Gill Dogs, and came down, and we went to dinner, and we went to Jimmy's, and then we went to Dulcet for a little bit. I mean, it's that whole cultural piece is really starting to kick in, which is only added to by the businesses that we bring to town.
You know, and it does take the community to pull this all together along with the businesses and the residents. I mean, you see what's going on right behind our studio here, where we have amazing Pasco Fiesta going on. Yes. I mean, there's Ferris wheels and rides galore, and the park, the newly done park.
Yes,
it's so amazing. I raised my kids up in this area many years ago, and to see it really is evolving into a whole new area. And the culture, which is just amazing, too.
We started a theater district.
Yes.
That's right.
You know, when you think about a city the size of Newport Richey, to have 2 live theaters, boy, that's progress.
That's
it is
really
progress.
And maybe we can get him to do theater in the park one. How cool would that be?
That'd be great. Just let me know when.
Yes,
indeed. That
would be really a lot of fun. Now this, the Shimmy, what did you say?
Jimmy's Shimmy Showcase of Stars, that's in June.
That's in June. So where do you hold that? Over at the theater?
At Studio Theater.
And what is that going to be about? How is that going to transform and evolve?
It'll be a big variety show with singers and dancers and comedians and novelty acts, and they'll all be giving their time and talents to our scholarship fund.
That is really, really cool. How people just volunteer their time and get out there and do all those fun things.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah, we feel very fortunate about that.
So I'm sure you have the whole year planned.
I do. We're just going to be announcing our summer season of shows, our sizzling summer season of shows.
Oh, very good.
Yeah,
and so can you give us a little sneak peek?
I will. We're doing a show that was written by Renee Taylor and her husband Joseph Bologna. It's called It Had to Be You, and it's a romantic comedy. And to star in that show, we're bringing back Sarah Del Vito, who's been in many shows for us, and Greg Thompson, who starred for us last year in The Last of the Red Hot Lovers. Yeah, so we're bringing them back for It Had to Be You. And we're going to be doing a country showdown jamboree.
Oh, neat.
That'll be fun, right? And we're doing a comedy by Sam Bobrick called Weekend Comedy, and it just has to do with two couples, an older couple and a younger couple, that happen to rent the same cabin for the same weekend. And they decide to stay. Now, can you imagine?
No, that will be fun.
So we have a lot of fun things happening this season. We have season tickets as well. So yeah, and I've got next year planned too, but I'm not going to be able to talk about that one yet.
Oh, darn. Can't even twist your arm on that one yet. But you know what? I think it's all good.
You want to know one?
I knew we'd get something out of it.
Because the title, it's just so great. It's called In-Laws and Outlaws and Other People You Want to Shoot.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, these little teasers are great because you can get this out there through the airwaves just to let you know how you can tap into this entertainment and check it out and go to these shows and the fundraisers as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank you. We always have a lot of fun.
Oh, that is
a lot of fun at the fundraisers.
Fundraisers, I love it. I love it. You are a hoot. I am so glad that you came on your show.
Oh, I'm so thankful for having me.
Now, come Monday.
Yes.
You'll have to come on our primetime show and talk about what you're doing. I'll tell you about that another time, but we come on Mondays later. But at 2 o'clock, you're going to be doing your very first show.
Yeah, I'll be taping it on Monday.
Okay.
And then it airs on Sunday at 9 a.m. and on Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. And when you go to WeBeam TV, you'll see Jimmy's show listed there, and the instructions are very easy so that you can see it when it airs. So
A Limitless Love.
A Limitless Love.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I know, and it's on the back of our business cards now. Did you see that?
I did it.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
Right.
Give me a high five.
High five.
Congratulations.
High five. Thank you.
And thank you, Paul, for bringing Jimmy on board. We're going to have you back.
Yes,
Maybe we can get a few more little teasers out of him next time. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more right here on My Chamber TV.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
Providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
Coming here, you're not just like an ordinary patient. You're actually like treated like a family member, and like you're treated like he actually gets to know you and makes you smile.
Welcome to New Tampa Pediatric Dental, and we are the Bees!
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex. Short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Ever need a doctor after hours? Well, searching won't help. But what do? You could go to the urgent care or ER, but if only there was a better way. Introducing the MNO Plus Card. No waiting rooms, no copay, no consultation fee, giving you 24/7 access to a doctor by phone or online. It's easy to get started with affordable plans starting at $15 a month for a family of 5. For more information, visit mnoplus.com today.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation. Visit Pasco County, Florida.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. With me is my co-host, Mr. Paul Friedlander. He joins us every Wednesday and now Tuesdays as well. We have 2 shows a month.
I can't get enough of you, Miss Barbara Marville
I'm telling you, we have so much fun promoting what you guys are all doing. And now we have Mr. Glenn Lee. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's so nice to have you joining us.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, Paul was telling me all about it in my little notes here. And you're from New York. You're down here and looking to improve our community. You're going to help us save on phone bills and some really good things like that. Tell us about what you do.
Awesome. So I spent 13 years of my adult life in New York, but I'm actually from Clearwater.
Oh, okay.
From Clearwater. So I finally came back home. My son lives close by. So I wanted to, start building a home back here. Yeah.
Good.
And then for businesses, what do I do? Essentially, I work with local business owners. I do franchises and those as well. But I start with, individually owned businesses. And I basically evaluate their services that they're paying on a monthly basis, because my goal is to come in and help them kind of reduce that bottom line. I think every business owner stands by the motto, it's not how much you make, but how much you get to keep at the end of the day.
Boy, there's a lot of truth to that, isn't there? So you can help us save on our phone bill.
In many situations, yes. I mean, I don't do any guarantees. What I do first is I'll evaluate what you're currently paying, who your providers are that you with, and then I work with a number of different providers, and I'll find you the best cost and match that makes sense for your office that you're working with.
You're doing the homework for us.
Of course.
That's a big help.
Yeah, businesses got to focus on what they do, is make money.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. That's incredible. You're the second guest that came back. I mean, Jimmy, he moved away, came back. Isn't that interesting?
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, then the secret is we're from Florida. We know how good it is here. You got to go away a little bit to realize how blessed you are to have it right here at home.
And if you were up in New York, there was a little snow, a little cool weather up there.
Top 5 reasons why I left New York. For sure.
Yeah, that doesn't set well.
Yeah. I think they have snow yesterday for sure. Yeah.
Did they really?
There was some places up north that had snow. In fact, it was New York. I remember somebody sending me a picture going, oh man, really? April 4th?
Oh my goodness. Well, I do remember being in Michigan in the month of April, and there was like 5 feet of snow. So we don't ever have to worry about that down here, do we?
No, we
This is great.
I love it.
So what else is happening with now, were you a member of any chamber before?
I was not. Actually, the first time I came part of the chamber, I actually met Paul, one of the first people of the chamber, and we got a good relationship that we built, and I saw what you guys do for the community, and that was really what I was looking for. Because I came out of corporate America with a executive job in New York, and now I'm expanding on my business down here in Florida.
Oh, very nice. A lot of people are kind of getting away from the corporate. And I'll leave it at that.
I'll leave it at that. I love it.
So you're doing your own thing, and
I am.
And you're getting involved in the community. So how long have you been a member with West Pasco?
Just over 2 years now. I'm going into my second year.
Okay.
Absolutely. I haven't been as active because I was doing a lot of transition to get from New York down here, and plus a new baby kind of keeps you occupied as well.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. How old's your baby?
Well, my son is 7 months, my daughter's 3, and then I have a 14-year-old as well.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, they are awesome.
Oh, good.
They call us the Wild Bunch.
The Wild Bunch. So what do you think about the West Pasco? How has it helped your business?
Well, like I heard you speaking earlier, you said it's a little town with a big heart, and that is what speaks home to me. When you're sitting down with a business owner and they're willing to do business with you, that returns the favor a lot. Coming from New York, I guess people are a lot colder up there mentally and emotionally. I don't know if it's the weather that goes along with the attitude or what, but doors aren't as open, and I love to support local businesses, and when we do the return favor, I mean, that's what it's all about to me. If I do business with you, I'd love to have the return favor.
It is, and it does work.
And Barbara, he said something real important earlier in the conversation was that, which I find is an overlying theme with our chamber members. He will come in and evaluate. If he can save you money, he will. If he can't, he'll let you know that too. And that's what's so special about the members of our chamber. They all have that, let me see what I can do to help you. If I can, I will. If I can't, I'll let you know that. And if there's somebody else that can help you better than I can, I'll refer you to that person.
Yeah. It's almost like the businesses are like a family, like one big, happy, helping family.
Agreed.
And that's that whole heart thing that people want to give back. That's great.
Glenn, can I get you to, because I always find this very interesting, and I think it's sort of like a best-kept secret, which really shouldn't be. Talk to us and to Barbara and to the audience specifically about what is going on with merchant services, what that chip means to people and things like that.
Absolutely. So I'm losing track of what year it is. It started this year, late last year. Essentially, with the credit card fraud and things that have been going on with the stripes on the older credit cards, they have the metallic stripe that's there, which basically has all your information on a plain piece of stripe there. And what happened is there's so much fraud that has been able to catch up. Even if you're not the store that someone comes in and steals from, maybe a stolen card was used in your store, and then that keeps the chain going along. And so what the government and other, agencies have done is they come out with a new chip. It's kind of a smarter technology. In my mind, I come from a computer background. As soon as you put up a new wall, people are going to find a way to climb it, right? But at the end of the day, you got to keep progressing so you can eliminate as much fraud as possible. And so what the government has done is they made it a mandate that all of the vendors who take credit cards need to be able to accept the new chip technology. And if you don't, in the past, what happened was the banks and the insurance companies would take on that fraud. So let's just say we walked into your store and I used the card that had a chain of, $200,000 before, and I got you for $10,000. The business owner could claim an insurance claim against their company, and then the company would pay them out. $10,000 could probably put a lot of businesses out of business.
Oh, easily.
Right?
Yes.
And so now what they're saying is the liability is no longer on the banks and the insurance companies, it's on the business owner. So if you have those older systems, that liability has now shifted to you, and any subsequent court charges, anything else that could happen along the way. And so that's what happened when the shift is. So if you don't have a chip, you're kind of out there on the waters without a paddle, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And that is where we're going into. So a lot of vendors are saying, well, I'm secure. We have good home-based customers that happen. But sometimes there's a chain that happens before that customer even comes into your location. And that's where the fraud will get attached to that business. So what we do is we just go about education. We want to get the business owners to understand, hey, the liability is now potentially on you if something happens. And what we do is with my company that we offer, we'll come in, we'll evaluate your package. If I can't save you any money on, I give you a $100 gift card just for trying. But if you are under that chip process, we'll upgrade your machines to the chip for you so we can get you up and running on the new system.
Yeah. Wow, so it's education basically.
It really is.
Education, and you got to remember too, in this day and age, everybody's small business is still trying to save a nickel or a dime here, and I don't mean that, I'm not saying that frivolously, but they're trying to save that extra money, so they're going, I really don't want to, there's some cost involved converting to the machine that has the chip.
Right.
And so, but it's sort of the Fram oil filter. Pay me now or pay me later. And I believe, Glenn, if I might be misspeaking, but if the bank has not given you a new card with the chip, the onus is still on them.
I am not sure how deep that goes. I might need an attorney.
Sure. Yeah,
There's so much paperwork going on with it.
Yeah, I understand.
But I believe, if your bank has not given you the updated chip yet, that liability still goes back to them. I'm pretty certain.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I have Achieva and a couple other credit unions here locally, and I know they were still behind the times of getting up to date.
So one of the ones I belong to too. Same. Yeah.
So I mean, it would behoove the banks to be on their game to do that.
The banks and the business owners both. I mean, in New York up there, you see a lot more things, and I've seen. I mean, people walk down Fifth Avenues and go to Macy's and all the top high-end stores on a card that they swiped off of someone 10 minutes ago. I mean, it's rampant. Maybe it hasn't hit this area as quickly, so people aren't as aware of it because they haven't heard the horror stories. But I've heard a lot of horror stories.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you must feel pretty darn good doing what you're doing because you're raising the awareness and right through this camera lens as well.
Yeah.
On My Chamber TV, through the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce and all.
Absolutely.
That's fabulous.
I love this program where you can get that information out to people.
Yes, yes.
You know, I've found that it's not really about what you can take on at the moment, but if you are willing to go seek it, you can really find out what you're looking for.
Yes.
And this show that you put on is a good, useful resource for the business owners and local people as well.
Yeah, we're excited about it. And 2 years, we're celebrating 2 years now.
That's big.
Yeah.
That is big.
Yeah, it is. Well, John Gaston always has a vision, and it just has been working. Paul really does a fabulous job. Chip and Paul both, they like work in tandem with one another and make everything happen. You need something, call Paul, call Chip. They walk in and out of here like, you know, like they own the place.
I love it.
Do you? No, I'm just kidding.
And he never sleeps too. He's always available by phone.
He
I mean,
is.
this guy is always out there just serving.
I appreciate it.
Certainly.
And he's so kind and so professional and really brings businesses together that ends up evolving into friends and family really getting together, getting involved in the community. It's just it's so fabulous.
It's fun.
I honestly, when I was living in Pasco County, right around the corner from here, raising my family, I wish I would have been more involved at that time with what was going on, but it wasn't as much as it is now. It's like very quickly just evolving into this massive, wonderful town.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first left Clearwater, I remember driving north. You didn't go too far north because there was only one lane road going back and forward.
That's right.
So now you come out here, there's 300 homes, 600 homes. I mean, man, it is out of control.
It
but
is.
I love it.
It is. It's all good. It's all good.
Played ball at Clearwater High School.
I did.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How about
Homebred.
that?
Yeah, and then I played up in New York as well.
Yeah.
Yep, you got to be an athlete at some point in life.
Oh, well, good for you. Congratulations. It sounds like you found your home again.
Agreed.
Back here with your family and doing what you love to do. You're helping people and giving back into the community. It's fabulous. Anything else you'd like to share before we take our break?
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned giving back, and one of the biggest incentives that I always mention with my customers for any service that I help them sign up with is every month when they pay that bill, the same bill cost, which is typically reduced, you know, if we can find that situation for them, they feed a child through Project Feeding Kids. So every month, every single month, when that bill is paid, every month, a child gets fed through Project Feeding Kids, and they have a local bank right over here in Tampa as well. So I know they're expanding and growing. But last year, overall, through the teams and stuff that I work with, we fed over 1.5 million children. So we bring that here home.
That is fabulous. Congratulations. I love to hear that. See why I do this? I just love this. This is so fabulous. So how do we get a hold of you?
How to get a hold of me? Well, I have my business card and my email, I guess, is the best way possible. It's Teltrix Global, a little hard on the tongue. It's for telecommunications and electronics, you know, and TELTRIX, Teltrix Global, the world, GLOBAL, @gmail.com.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, I have your card, and I'm going to keep this close to my heart.
I love
because
it.
I know a lot of people that would love to talk with you.
And before we wrap, give us your tagline again. I love your tagline.
It's not about how much you make, but how much you get to keep at the end of the day.
And on that note, we're going to take a commercial break. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Hope to see you back again.
Absolutely.
All
I appreciate
right.
your time.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, boss.
We'll see you back after this.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
Providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
Coming here, you're not just like an ordinary patient. You're actually like treated like a family member, and like you're treated like he actually gets to know you and makes you smile.
Welcome to New Tampa Pediatric Dental, and we are the Bees!
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex. Short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Ever need a doctor after hours? Well, searching won't help. But what do? You could go to the urgent care or ER, but if only there was a better way. Introducing the MNO Plus Card. No waiting rooms, no copay, no consultation fee, giving you 24/7 access to a doctor by phone or online. It's easy to get started with affordable plans starting at $15 a month for a family of 5. For more information, visit mnoplus.com today.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're getting me again. Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. We have so much fun here. Sometimes you will catch us giggling and carrying on because we do have so much fun. Paul Friedlander with West Pasco Chamber of Commerce is back, as always, as my co-host. And we have a wonderful couple of guests that I couldn't wait to bring out that is truly on an amazing mission. I can't wait to really introduce and have them tell you what they're doing. Nancy Doherty and Reverend Dan Campbell, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
It's great to be here.
You are really two fantastic people fulfilling a serious mission. I'm going to turn this over to you. Tell us what you're doing. I know you have 3 points of interest that you want to touch on, and let everyone know, because that's what our show's about.
Okay. Well, Metropolitan Ministries has been doing, well, what it does for over 40 years in the Tampa Bay area. And about 6 years ago, opened up a campus here in Holiday. And our goal is to become the most effective caregiver for poor and homeless families in the community. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the most effective. And we try to do that in 3 ways. The first is to alleviate suffering. Some people who come through our doorsteps, our initial meeting is because they have hunger pangs in their tummies. But we know that there's something going on underneath all of that. So it's to alleviate suffering, promote dignity. Oftentimes they haven't been dealt with in a dignified way, and we want to make sure that we encourage that. And ultimately to instill self-sufficiency in their lives, get them back to a place where they don't have to find themselves. We really believe strongly that no child, no family with children should ever have to sleep in their car or in an encampment and on the streets. So we do what we do to help those families get back to self-sufficiency and walk alongside them to help empower them and give them the tools and the education and the community support so that they can get to that place.
That is just so fulfilling. And you were saying earlier in the green room, Reverend, that how many people, you were giving me numbers that were just like astronomical on the success of this mission.
Yes, well, the size of the problem first, in Pasco County alone, which we're probably concerned about, there's over 3,000 homeless children, which is just a staggering, unacceptable number. And so we're trying to help those families and those children in particular. But for Metropolitan Ministries and all, just for Christmas, we help over 20,000 families between Tampa and here. So it's a very large mission for the whole Tampa Bay area.
Exactly. Wow. How can we help you raise the awareness through our show?
Well, I think to know ways that business can get involved. When Nancy talks about alleviating suffering, one of the things that we do to help families not to fall into homelessness. There's a huge percentage of the population in Pasco and in all the surrounding counties are just barely on the edge. They're only one paycheck away from homelessness. And sometimes they spend too much money at Christmas So and they end up in a homeless situation. So we partner with businesses, and the Chamber does a wonderful job with helping us to connect with those businesses, and they also do a toy drive and so forth. And we're partnered this past year with Toys for Tots and the school system and United Way to identify and to help those families. So we helped over 3,400 families last year with that, with food and toys for that time. And the way we do it is by creating a shopping experience, and we use 21,000 volunteers in all of the Tampa Bay area, about 4,000 here in Pasco. A lot of the businesses can connect and they send teams. You want to talk a little bit more, because Nancy does.
Well, I was going to just mention that the Holiday Center it's not about just those commodities. You know, the Chamber is involved, all these various businesses are involved in ways that perhaps it's collecting food, collecting toys, sending teams out and doing team building. But it's also about creating relationships with those families. Again, we talk about that dignity. Families will, no matter what station you are in life, parents want to provide Christmas for their children, and they will go into further debt.
Of
course. So it's allow our community to embrace you and provide that Christmas holiday, so that when the bill comes in for the water in January or February, or the electric bill comes in, the families can sustain that. But it runs deeper because we can create those relationships, and it's about transforming lives. So we have a family that may come in and say, yes, we need help with food and toys, but in reality, we find out that mom needs that help because she hasn't gotten her GED yet. And she still needs to get her GED and help find a new vocation. It may mean that we're helping to teach them a new skill through our culinary arts program. We have a 16-week, 40-hour-a-week culinary arts class. Some of our families that live there are part of that. Others come in from our community. But they're learning a new skill. And then businesses, through the Chamber of Commerce, can partner with us. These students need a 2-week externship at the end of their graduation, and helping them to engage in our local businesses and hopefully become gainfully employed so that they can get their families back to self-sufficiency, making an income that is going to help them do that. So it's a bigger picture than just the holidays. It extends so much beyond
through
Christmas.
The year.
Exactly.
Through the year and the past.
Sure.
Right.
And when we talk about those volunteer numbers, yes, we need hundreds and thousands of volunteers for the holidays, but we have volunteer opportunities year-round. So businesses can be involved at any time, and families living on the property now, serving meals 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, and having volunteers come in and do that. We have a saying that Metropolitan Ministries is volunteer-run and staff-supported, and that's the truth. We have about 200 staff across Tampa Bay, and as Dan mentioned, over 21,000 volunteers. We would not be able to do what we do and be as good stewards of our donor dollars and the donations that come in without the number of volunteers and the support of the local businesses and the Chamber. So we're grateful for that.
Nancy, you mentioned something. Is that something new that you guys have, housing?
Housing is very new. Actually, Metropolitan Ministries has about 100 units in Tampa. The reality is we have homeless families here in Pasco, and there has not been in the past a shelter for families with children. So, you know, we want to do all of these things to stop a family from falling into homelessness. But if they're absolutely at that point, we want them to come and visit with us. We have a new transitional shelter program on our property. It will ultimately be 24 units. We opened up our first 12 right before Christmas.
Yeah,
so we had really great. We had some families that had a roof over their head and pillows underneath them at night for the Christmas season. And we've had our first successful graduates that are still involved in getting support, but they have a successful move out and then they come back and mentor families that are in there now. But we're full. Our 12 units are full right now, and we have 11 units are for families with children. We have 1 unit that is for 3 single ladies. And we are working very diligently to get those last 12. So we will have 24 apartments on our property. We're working on the last 12 of those, hopefully this fiscal year, keeping our fingers crossed for that too.
Yeah, and so it's not just a shelter for people to stay, but it's a program to transition people from homelessness to self-sufficiency. Go 3 to 6 months, but very intense program with counseling, education, how to do relationships, how to do budget. We partner with some of the local banks. Fifth Third Bank is doing a literacy program for financial literacy with them. All of that support is very expensive. It costs about $20 per person per day. All 24 units, we've got 100 people, that'd be over $700,000 a year to make that happen. The impressive thing about Metropolitan Ministries is we do this with 85% of our funding comes from private donations and from businesses. About a $20 million a year operating budget. So we depend on businesses and individuals to be generous to be able to do that. Some people are able to do $25. Some people are able to do large amounts of money, but all of it adds up and makes a big difference. We also, in this new program that Nancy has mentioned, we're building 12 more units right now, and there's an opportunity, this is an exciting opportunity for business to actually sponsor a room and decorate it and all that sort of thing. That's $7,500, and we have 5 of those left that can be sponsored, and we'll do another grand opening and have that business name on a nice plaque and so forth. So
I think what we really want to keep in mind is that yes, it provides the shelter, but it truly is a program to help the families get back to a place where they can have the dignity of providing for their families. Fantastic success rate. 87% of our families that move in and go through the program have a successful exit. But again, a year down the road, 85, 87%. Dan's the statistics guy, but a year down the road, they are doing as well, if not better, than when they graduated.
Isn't that wonderful?
They're still very well employed. Their children are doing better in school. You know how this would affect your school grades. And the fact that we're still in touch with these families and embracing them and supporting them, and if they backslide a little bit, we catch that. Let's go back and look at some of those habits. Maybe you're getting back to some old habits. We need to get you back on track. And to give them that support, that's what helps with that success rate.
Oh, I'll tell you, you really have this together, and you're getting ready to retire, I understand. Yes?
Well, yes, and just so thrilled that because Nancy's been with me for 9 years. Yes. And we've transitioned a local church into this mission. The United Methodist Church gave this property as a gift to Metropolitan Ministries, so very excited that she's going to be able to do that.
So you need to get a hold of Nancy and really help support. This is an amazing mission. I really applaud you. Thank you. God is so good to have people like you in the community, and of course Paul, to bring you on board and raise the awareness right here in this community. Amazing strides that you're doing. Congratulations. And I pray and send you many blessings for more and more and more and more, and anything we can do to help come back as much as you like.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. More right here at My Chamber TV.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
Providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
Coming here, you're not just like an ordinary patient. You're actually like treated like a family member, and like you're treated like he actually gets to know you and makes you smile.
Welcome to New Tampa Pediatric Dental, and we are the Bees!
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just 1 or 2 options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex home loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Ever need a doctor after hours? Well, searching won't help. But what do? You could go to the urgent care or ER, but if only there was a better way. Introducing the MNO Plus Card. No waiting rooms, no copay, no consultation fee, giving you 24/7 access to a doctor by phone or online. It's easy to get started with affordable plans starting at $15 a month for a family of 5. For more information, visit mnoplus.com today.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. We have had such a great show so far, and we're winding down in our second to last segment because Paul and I are going to be celebrating our 2-year anniversary here. But we actually have Mike Jones, who's business relations representative for vocational rehabilitation. And this was, I was just saying, this was a perfect segue for you to come on after our last 2 guests. So I'm going to turn it over to you. I want to hear all about what you're doing to help rehabilitate.
Well, thanks, Barbara. I'm relatively new to this position. I am the business relations rep. My job is to reach out to business and industry and ultimately find jobs for our consumers. Our mission at Voc Rehab is to help people with disabilities become independent. We do that primarily through finding them employment. We are a state agency. We're state funded and we're federally funded. And but we're not an entitlement. Our consumers have to apply for our services. And when a consumer comes in, we match them with a counselor. The counselor will assess their disability along with a team of physicians and whatever it takes. Early on in the process, our counselor will work with the consumer to develop an individual plan for employment. We tell our consumers right up front that this is a jobs program. In fact, we tell them very early on that they're likely, when we find them a job, they're likely to lose some of the benefits that they have now. And frankly, some walk away at that point. But those who don't, you know, they really want to work.
Sure,
they really want to be independent.
Sure.
And so in the early days of Voc Rehab, we had a number of companies who would hire our consumers because it was a socially responsible thing to do, and I applaud that. But what they discovered very quickly was that our consumers were some of the most loyal, dedicated employees they'd ever had. Because when you hire a person with a disability, it's a life-changing event for them.
Oh yes,
absolutely,
yes, absolutely.
So.
And I'm going to interrupt here because I've always been very impressed with Mike from the first day I met him. But one of the things that, and I'll probably mess this number up, but believe it or not, 80 to 85% of the people with disability are unemployed. Is that number?
Well, it's a little high, but you're on the right track. Yeah, yeah.
It's too high, whatever it is.
It's very high. Actually, the unemployment rate, which it's hard to know what that number means anymore.
Right.
The unemployment rate amongst people without disabilities is about 5%. Nationally, the unemployment rate for people with disabilities is 12–15%. But a more telling number is the percentage of people in the labor force, and for able-bodied people, that's about 60%. With people with disabilities, it's more like 30%. So that's where you get that 70% difference there. But yeah, far too many people with disabilities are unemployed. And ultimately, our goal and their goal is to make them independent. And when a consumer comes in, we provide a variety of services. We can do just about anything it takes to get them job ready. If they need help with their resume, if they need education, if they need training, if they need certification, we can facilitate all of that. If the consumer is able to pay for those services, they do, but if they can't, we do. And quite often there's a blend there. We contribute to the cost, and the consumer pays for some of the cost as well. But ultimately, our job is to make them independent, and again, we do that through finding them employment.
That's fabulous.
So it really does tie in with what the Metropolitan Ministries is trying to accomplish, which is making people independent again.
Yeah,
maybe not with
we
a
do
disability.
partner with the Metropolitan Ministries. They're an outstanding organization, and we work with them hand in hand. And again, our mission is to help as many people as possible. I retired from the corporate world a couple of years ago. Realized pretty quickly that I didn't want to be retired, and my prayer at that point
my
became...
guess is his wife realized pretty quickly that he didn't want to be retired.
You're exactly right. But my prayer became that I could find something to do where I could give back, where I could make a difference. And I didn't even know Voc Rehab existed, but I became aware of it, and the rest, as they say, is history. And I tell you, I've really enjoyed being a part of the West Pasco Chamber because Paul's been instrumental. He's helped me so much. I've met a lot of great people here. And as we talked about with a couple of the other earlier segments, businesses here have been so welcoming, so warm, and so receptive to what we're trying to accomplish. My position is a brand new position. Voc Rehab has been around for a long time, but the business relations position was just created within the past year. And so we're sort of building this plane as we're flying it, so to speak, but it's been a lot of fun, and we're just, our mission, my mission primarily, is to get the good news of vocational rehabilitation out to the employers in this area. And the West Pasco Chamber has been invaluable in helping us get that message out.
Oh, they do. They definitely do that. And it just continues to validate that. Well, it sounds like your prayers were answered. They created, this was created for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That is it. And there has to be such satisfaction when you see that you can help these people that are disabled, because I would guess that disabled people are probably very down on themselves, and you're giving them hope. You're giving them that encouragement.
Absolutely.
And you're giving them the assistance if they need it. And so, I mean, it's a win-win for everyone.
Right.
And you've got somebody that actually wants to work. That's Mike, guess you mentioned earlier, you're developing, and that's where it becomes important for small businesses sometimes to understand. You're developing a very loyal, hardworking employee.
Well, there are a lot of great reasons for hiring people with disabilities. I tell employers all the time that, you know, their tax advantages for hiring people with disabilities. We have an on-the-job training program where we will literally reimburse the employer the cost of the trainees' compensation during their training program. So in other words, we're going to pay their salary for the length of their training. And, you know, it's a really strong program. But the most compelling reason to hire a person with a disability is, like we said earlier, odds are they're going to become the most loyal, dedicated employee you've ever had.
There's in such gratitude.
Absolutely.
And they'll end up giving back as well. I guess you have all age groups of disabled, huh?
We actually start providing services for students as early as 15 years old. We have a counselor assigned to every high school in the area.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and of course there's no limit at the top. We can help anyone. You see, the people with disabilities is a rapidly growing minority. Any of us could become disabled at any time.
Never know. Exactly.
It could be a traumatic accident or a traumatic health event, and then all of a sudden, you know, we have a disability, and you know, we may need to be retrained for a different job, or even within the same company, just given an opportunity to do something a little bit differently. And we do a lot of that as well. We can, you know, one of the things that we do for employers is because we're a state agency, we don't charge for any of this, but if a company needs advice on being ADA compliant, or if they need assistance in making accommodations for their employees who have disabilities, we can assist with those things. And again, there's some great advantages to hiring people with disabilities, but the most compelling reason is to just make awesome employees.
That's great. Awesome. And you thought you weren't going to have enough to say. You said a great mouthful, so much, raising the awareness out there. If you are disabled or if you know someone that's disabled, you need to get a hold of Mike, because I'm certain that he will follow through and help you out, or maybe a friend in need. And this is what we're about here on My Chamber TV. What do you think of the show?
It's awesome. Love it.
Thanks
for having me.
It's so great to raise the awareness. Paul brings us such great guests, and he strategically plans these so that it's just like everybody, it's such a nice fit. So anything we can do to help you out, you're welcome to go back.
Thank you. There's a vocational rehab office here in Newport Richey.
Okay.
It's on Grand Boulevard. It's in the Career Source Center.
Okay, right around the corner.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And if you want to find out more about what we do and how we do it, I would encourage anyone to go see them.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. We'll definitely have you back. You're a delight, and good luck to your having your prayers answered. You're right where you're supposed to be.
Amen.
Stick around. We have an extra segment, Imagine That, with Wes Pasco. Paul and I will be talking about what we've been doing here for the last couple of years and where we're going. Stick around. We'll be back after this.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
Providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
Coming here, you're not just like an ordinary patient. You're actually like treated like a family member, and like you're treated like he actually gets to know you and makes you smile.
Welcome to New Tampa Pediatric Dental, and we are the Bees!
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Ever need a doctor after hours? Well, searching won't help. But what do? You could go to the urgent care or ER, but if only there was a better way. Introducing the MNO Plus card. No waiting rooms, no copay, no consultation fee, giving you 24/7 access to a doctor by phone or online. It's easy to get started with affordable plans starting at $15 a month for a family of 5. For more information, visit mnoplus.com today.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation. Visit Pasco County, Florida.
Talking and talking and carrying on.
I don't like, hey, we're back.
Who are you going to say you don't like?
Yeah. have a special surprise.
I don't like it when it's all quiet like that. Everybody comes back and goes, "Hi, we're back."
Welcome back into My Chamber TV. This is our 5th segment, and we managed to coerce John Gaston, who is the guru for Tampa Bay Multimedia, WeBeam TV, My Chamber TV, and tons of other shows that we do. How can we thank you enough, really?
Pay me more money.
We can pay you.
There we go.
Now, just bring me coffee because coffee is awesome. Coffee is awesome.
So this is fun. 2 years.
2 years. We have. We started. Chip had a record that I believe it was either April 2nd or April 3rd, 2 years ago. We did the first My Chamber TV. I don't know if it was the first for Tampa Bay Multimedia, but it was the first for the West Pasco Chamber.
First for the West Pasco, absolutely.
So it was our 2-year anniversary. At that time, we did it in a beautiful home sitting on the bayou down in Tarpon Springs, the first floor. This young man and his wife had a beautiful studio. And since that time, we became good friends. And guess what? We have a beautiful studio that's expanding and growing right here in downtown Newport Richey now. And I know this guy and this young lady won't let me talk about him, but I will anyways because it's live TV and they can't beat me up too bad. But what they have done for the community, for the other chambers, and just in general, again, I'm going to go back, what they've done for our community has been absolutely phenomenal. And when you see them at a business development expo and they're doing little 30-second, 40-second spots with each of the vendors, what they've done for our businesses and what they've done, again, I keep hitting that word community, it's been phenomenal. They've invested not only in equipment at their expense, but in equipment such as drones. If you were watching this show today live and you saw that ad for the Tourist Development Council, all that footage was shot by this man and his crew right next to me. And you've got John Gaston sitting next to me. You've got Rod Wortham. You've got James. You've got Justin, who we love to call Batman. You got Taylor.
That's Josh.
Josh, I'm sorry. You got Josh, who we call Batman, and you've got Taylor and his son Dylan. But it's been an absolutely phenomenal experience for us. And you in the community, they have opportunities here for you to get your show, to get your business branded. You need to come over and talk to them because they're absolutely phenomenal in what they do.
It's exciting. It's really exciting to be able to share this. And, you know, when John called me a couple of years ago, when I thought I was retiring and going to be knitting booties for my grandson, I could not say no because it just was something that it was close to my heart at the time. And here we are 2 years later. And now West Pasco is doing a second show on Tuesdays.
Yep.
So
yeah,
that's
you guys
exciting.
have really branched out. I'll tell you that West Pasco Chamber is just nothing but alive.
It is. It is. And they're right, like within walking distance.
I've never been able to call them and say, "Hey, what you doing?" I've never heard the word, "Oh, nothing."
I know.
Like, I'm walking out the door to go somewhere, and I'm like, "Well, okay."
Ribbon cutting here, ribbon cutting there, charity event here, charity event there.
And all help to get additional recognition for those events by these people right here. And again, I'm not trying to sit here and build anything up. The bottom line is that, as Barbara always talks about in our shows, how we bring everything together, how this area, the West Pasco area and the downtown Newport Richey area has expanded and changed. And we saw today with the cultural end of things and with the charitable end of things, it's just an amazing expansion. The key is that we keep it going. And the easiest way to keep it going is to let people know what you're doing. And the easiest way to let people know what you're doing is to live stream it and then have it archived so people can go back and see what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And we are so excited. I can't tell you how excited I was when we got them to move up here. And now all of a sudden nobody had an excuse. I can't make it down 19 to Tarpon Springs by 3 o'clock. I'm sorry. Well, now all you have to do is come across the street, and now you can come on and see these guys. I'd be remiss if we didn't briefly talk about, obviously we're 2-year anniversary, but we've got a really awesome festival going on right now. It's called Chasco Fiesta. The Chasco Coronation Ball was last Friday night. Our new queen is Tina Shelton. Many of you in the community know her. Our new king is a gentleman by the name of Gerald, or goes by Jerry Parrish.
And you know about Jerry? Is Jerry and Josh's dad, you know, Batman?
Yeah, Batman.
They know each other extremely well.
Yeah,
I mean extremely
well.
We're
talking good, down to the earth people. Last night we had a phenomenal bowling tournament put on by the young professionals, the West Pasco Chamber. Great turnout. Always a fun event. Friday, the West Pasco Chamber is doing its golf tournament.
I'm going to be there.
Oh, there you go, John.
Filming.
See?
Oh,
Me and Victoria we're gonna walk around and interview people.
There
That's
you
going to
go.
be a lot of fun.
Oh, that is going to be fun.
Friday, again, who's stepping up to the plate? Tampa Bay Multimedia, John Gaston, and the whole team.
Last night they had bluegrass music. Now, see, my mother's side of the family is from the foothills of Missouri, and to us, that's just awesome music. So, and then tonight's pretty good. And
tomorrow night is going to be Mr. Rick Derringer.
Yeah.
And if any of you are too young to remember Rick Derringer, I actually met him at his house one day down in Bradenton, and the first words out of my mouth when he said he was Rick Derringer, I said, dude, I met you somewhere between 73 and 77 at the University of Toledo. You were playing with Edgar Winter. And he goes, yeah, I probably was, but a lot of people don't know. He actually had a gold record when he was 16 years old. He was the group, the McCoys, that played Hang On Sloopy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then a lot of you more recent will remember Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So we've got some
so cool.
really awesome things going on every night, and then Saturday night is the country concert.
Yes,
right?
Saturday night's going to be big. We are actually, you've got Parmalia, and you've got Chris Lane, and then you've got the Redhead
Express. And
now,
if you're not seeing them, they're
Tampa
awesome.
Bay Multimedia we're going to do a full-on live switch of the concert. We're not going to stream it live. We're recording it, but here's what's going to happen. When the concert's over, we're going to bring it back, and we're going to loop it live all night long so people can go back and watch what they missed.
Isn't
or
that
to
cool?
see if they were on television.
Nice.
That is so cool.
And I got to tell you something. I'm not a big country guy, so I know everybody said Parmalee's awesome, but last year we got to see the Redhead Express.
They are phenomenal.
If you like somebody that can play a mean electric I think that's the coolest interest in the world is electric violin.
That's very cool.
And this girl can just rock that thing. Oh, my goodness.
Yep. It's going to be good.
Fun. That is so
really,
fun.
really
my
good.
goodness. And then there's carnivals and there's things going on in the park. I'll bring the kids.
Oh,
Come
the
on
food
down,
is
have some
phenomenal.
fun. With the exception of Saturday night, and you can get tickets online. You can come to the chamber office and get tickets. It's only $15 for general admission, $25 if you want to have a seat where you can sit down. But I got to tell you something, guys. Other than that, all this stuff John and I and Barb are just talking about this week, all free.
Yeah.
Rick Derringer tomorrow night, Bluegrass last night, what's going on tonight, the whole 9 yards. Everything is free.
Well,
in the new park.
Yep, in the new park. And we're putting out every day, we cut new video from what we did the night before, the day before, and we put it out so everybody can see what's going on.
Isn't that great?
It's absolutely phenomenal.
Can you go? I mean, really.
Yep.
Nobody's doing what you're doing, what we're doing.
They are, but just hope they don't park in my backyard.
Not like that. Exactly, and they literally are. Oh my goodness, it's been a lot of fun.
We're excited. There's a lot of other stuff coming up, but right now we concentrate on Chasco Fiesta. Everybody get on out, enjoy yourself. Again, it's all family entertainment.
Yeah.
It's everything except for Saturday night is free. All these concerts. I don't know. Do you know what's going on Friday night? Do you remember?
I think it's Bernie Higgins.
Oh, that's right. It's Bertie Higgins.
Yep.
Yes.
A couple other people.
So for any of you people that are my age, you'll know who Bertie Higgins is. Everybody else, just consider he's good and come on out and have fun.
There you go.
Fun is what it's about, and that's what Tampa Bay Multimedia is about. It's fun, and I've got to say something about John Gaston too. This man never gives up on anything, and he's always constantly busy in creating. I always call him the genius mind. In fact, I always call the whole entire crew, they're my superhero crew, because they are. They really are. You guys work so hard, diligently, and John he's a perfectionist. He is truly a perfectionist. And we've expanded here in the building.
I couldn't have got any of this done if it wasn't for the crew I got.
I know.
I mean, Josh, James, Taylor, Dylan, even though he's my son, you know, without these guys, we would still be doing only 4 or 5 shows a week. And now I think we're up to, with Jimmy Ferrara coming on, and I think Main Street here in Newport Richey, the new lady Casey, she may be doing a show. So we're going to be close to 20 by May.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're running about how many viewers right now?
1.7 million.
1.7 million viewers. And I'm going to put in a little plug here, guys. If you are a business that is looking for a really, really strong way to get to spend some dollars and get an awesome return on your investment, looking for that ROI, you need to contact the people here at Tampa Bay Multimedia. Contact me over at the chamber office. but this is by far a hands-down great way to get your advertising out there. 1.7 million people watching all week long. You got to get out.
You know, we have a live event coming up on the 23rd of April. And we're working with All Sports Arena again, and we're going to do another AFC MMA fight. So awesome. It's pay-per-view, but I'm telling you, it's so cheap. It's like $5.99 or $6.99 to buy. I mean, where can you get good entertainment like that? I would rather see you come down there, even though I'm the streaming guy and I want people to online. I would rather you see come down there and support Matt over there at All Sports. But if you can't make it and you still want to watch, you log on to webeamtv.com. Go and go to the All Sports page and then go buy your link. Because I'll tell you, last fight. That last one, oh my goodness, man!
I understand.
That was some of the best knockouts I had seen in a long time in MMA. Yeah. So I'm just saying, and these are the guys that are hungry.
Yes, they are.
They're very hungry because they want to move up to the pros. These are semi-pros, and I'm telling you.
And he has a couple that are real close to going over.
One went up, one went up, and then the rest of them are just absolutely, they're just chomping at the bit to move.
And again, you can't.
Well, I know you're loving that being a martial artist.
Man, it's good stuff.
You can't say enough about Tampa Bay Multimedia, and I don't know what it is, but I must be drinking something because there's a vision in the back of the room that looks just like Rod Wortham.
Oh, I know. It's one of those cutout things. When we have to get serious, we put that up there.
Oh, there
you go. Well, congratulations, John, on all your accomplishments.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I really, I'm in gratitude for that phone call that you made to me that one day. Barbara, what are you doing these days? I got something perfect for you, and here I am 2 years later. He can't get rid of me.
And I'm in gratitude for your friendship, partner. Thank you, man.
And
thank
that
you
too.
Very much.
I'll tell you, we all work as a friendship, as a team, and everybody works so well together. And thank you, my friend, for West Pasco.
I want everybody to know out there that I've never met a harder working person in my life than Paul. I'm telling you, he's our cheerleader everywhere.
I know.
Oh, Paul told me I gotta see me. I gotta come see you. But let me tell you something. If I need something done or I need to get to somebody, I call Paul.
That's right.
And Paul is there. And I'll tell you what, every event they do, he is out there working his butt off.
Directing traffic and parking cars.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So there's nothing he doesn't do.
I know.
It's
his heart's in the community.
It's a pleasure to work with a man like that.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Awesome. It's awesome. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and celebrating our 2-year anniversary of My Chamber TV. And we will see you next week on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And I want to thank you and thank you, John, for
see
coming on.
everybody at the fair.
You got
it. At the fair. Come on out. Come on. We'll see you. Have a great week.